All right, appraisers, this is Brandon with Spark for Appraisers, and this video is for those of you helping us with alpha testing of our Synapse adjustment support tool. In this video, we are going to go over the paired sales analysis and the sensitivity analysis settings within Synapse. So I'm going to click the gear icon, and first I'm going to show you the sensitivity settings because it's real simple. There's just one. It kind of explains here to you what that setting does, but essentially insensitivity, and by the way, there's a whole video I made about this, so go watch that if you want a refresher on what sensitivity means. But essentially, when you're calculating sensitivity, you look at all properties, and let's say you uploaded a data set of 50 sales. So what happens is Synapse will test a whole bunch of different adjustments to see which one results in all 50 of those properties adjusting closer together. So the range from the high to the low gets closer and closer together. As it gets closer together, the one that's the closest, in theory, should be the best adjustment to make. Okay, so in that process, let's say it has those 50 sales and you are testing out $50 a square foot for GLA. So it adjusts every one of those 50 sales to the subject property based on $50 a square foot. And in the end, you get 50 different adjusted sale prices. And then it just sorts those from low to high and it looks at the range. And if the range is closer than it was when it tested 45, then that would be better. And then it will test 51 or 52 and 53 all the way up to it gets to its max, and it'll also test all the way down to 0. And whatever one of those gets the smallest or tightest range of adjusted sale prices, that would be the result from sensitivity. Now, what can happen though is in doing sensitivity, you can have one or two properties that are, or more, you can have several properties that are throwing off the data. And what I mean by that is maybe you have a sale that's really high or a sale that's really low, and it's just kind of wonky, and you adjust for sale price and it actually pushes it even lower. So no matter what, you're going to have these really big ranges, even though the majority of properties are getting closer together. So this setting right here is to trim off those highs and lows and just look at everything other than that, in this case, 5% that are on the far ends of the highs and the lows. So you can trim off however much you want. 5% may be a bit much, but you just set that to what you want it to be. Go check out the results. And if you tend to get better results, then you run with that. And if the results tend to get worse overall, then you might want to tweak your setting here. All right, that's it for sensitivity. Now let's go ahead and show you paired sales. So I'm going to get into the paired sales settings. Now this is essentially you telling Synapse how you want to define a match. So for a match, does the GLA have to be identical down to the square foot? Or are you going to give it some tolerance and say, you know what, it can be within 5%, or it can be within 100 square feet. So let me show you how that works here. So I'm going to go find GLA, and I can see that right now there's a tolerance of 5%. And I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this better. And it says GLA, it's set to percent, and it's showing 5%. And then over here on the right, it has kind of a regular English explanation of what that setting means. And it means that GLA must be within plus or minus 5% to be considered similar. So you have two properties. As long as they're within 5%, then that would be a match. And you can also change this to unit. So I can change that percent to unit. And so that would be essentially square feet. Obviously, if we're talking about bathrooms, a unit would be one bathroom or one half bath if you're looking at half baths. And so then I could say 50. So now, as long as the properties are within 50 square feet of each other, then it is a match. Okay, and let's see what else we got here. So no exception rule, floor level. So this would be if you're doing a condo, for example, and you're looking at floor location. No exception rule means floor level must be an exact match to be considered similar. If you want to say exclude, which I just changed it to, now it means floor level will not be considered when comparing properties. So when it's trying to decide if properties are an exact match or not, it's not even going to look at floor location. It's just going to disregard it completely. You're basically telling Synapse that you don't care, that doesn't have any impact on value, so I don't want you to measure that when you're determining a match. And there are going to be things like that. Like maybe you don't care as far as getting adjustments. You don't care whether something's on the first floor or the second floor, or you don't think it matters if it's 6 bedrooms or 7 bedrooms. That really isn't going to make an impact. So that actually brings up another example. So let's go look at bedrooms. So you can see right here, bedrooms is a little different rule. It's saying greater than. And so what that means is bedrooms greater than 3 will be considered similar. Anything else must be exact. So if you have something that's not greater than 3, meaning you have, let's say you're comparing two properties, one is 2 bedroom, one is 3 bedroom. Neither of those is greater than 3, so, which means they must be an exact match. And since they're not, one's a 2 bedroom, one's a 3 bedroom, then that is not a matched pair. However, if I have a property that's a 5 bedroom and a property that's a 6 bedroom and I'm comparing them, then based on this rule that I gave Synapse, it will consider those to be an exact match. And basically what I'm telling Synapse is that there is no real value difference between a 5 bedroom and a 6 bedroom in this particular market. So just go ahead and disregard that. So anyways, that's how that works. I think we covered all the rules. Let me just double check. You can exclude. You can create no exception rule, meaning it must be an exact match, greater than or less than, unit and percent. Yeah, so that's kind of it. You tell Synapse how you want to decide if something is a match or not, and that's the way it works. All right, we'll talk to you in the next one.